truly, the Professional Academy was created to help you lighten your load and give you less to do when it comes to working with your students who are deaf or hard of hearing. It embeds the three pillars to success, and utilizing those three pillars to success, the goal is to give you hours back into your day. This was created by me because literally I worked 12-hour days for 10 years. And I always thought, oh my gosh, when is this going to get easier? But I was so busy trying to collect data, write IEPs, keep up with emails, keep up with technology, lesson plan and do well by my students, follow up with teachers. I mean, literally, I would get to my school at 6 o'clock in the morning and I would not get home until 6 o'clock at night for 10 years. And I said, this has got to stop. Because if it doesn't stop, I'm never going to survive in this field. And I love this field. I love the kids. So I had to figure it out, and I did. And that is what the Professional Academy is based on. And that is the gift that I want to give to you as members. So when you are considering the cost of the Professional Academy, I want you to consider how much time you get back. And is it worth it? And isn't it worth it? Absolutely. For us to have that extra time at home with our families, doing the things that we want to do, and still be able to have strong, awesome impact for our students, that's what I'm here for. And that's what I want to support you in doing. So I talked about the three pillars to success. One is the trainings, you to be able to have your professional development that you need so that you can continue to grow and learn, because just how I said it before, the field is always changing and there's always something new. So you need to be able to access trainings that support you, the trainings that you need, not some other training that doesn't apply to your job right now. If you don't have any students with autism, then right now that's not a worthwhile training for you. But if tomorrow you get a student on your caseload that has autism, then you need something fast to be able to access what you need to know to be able to work with that student. So inside the Professional Academy, your trainings are available in what we call micro modules. So this is like 10 minutes, 12 minutes and less sections that are that short of time, designed for you to access from your phone, from your device, from anywhere at any time. So if you're a person who drives in your car and you just feel like you have all of this dead time behind your windshield, then this is perfect for you, because you can actually get the trainings that you need to support the students that you are teaching while you are in your car. So that is pillar number one. Pillar number two are all of the resources, including assessments and lesson plans, activities, handouts, all the things that you need is all inside of your account. Truly, there's no need for you to search on Teachers Pay Teachers. There's no need for you to search on the internet and see what you can find before you check out your academy and you see what's in there, because it's very possible that just exactly what you need and what you are looking for is available inside of the academy for you. So that is pillar number two, is all of the resources. And pillar number three is this community. So I want you to take a look around this room right now. So here we have in this room 35 people who have given up their Tuesday evenings to come and hang out with you and with me. And you are amongst your people right now, right here. These are the people that you can talk to, brainstorm with, and just connect with, because we're all doing the same thing. And we all have different experiences, but we all have shared experiences. And this is your place. You can connect with your village with these people anytime, because we've got a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, but also every Tuesday, there's an opportunity to come here every Tuesday evening, and then Thursday evening starting in October. So it's going to be 3 out of 4 Thursday evenings in October. We've got our live interactive. The first week is our live bonus training. And then the times after that are the power hours. We also have power hours for parents as well. And then we're going to have a power hour this year that's going to be both parents and teachers. So that is going to be starting in October on Thursdays. Every Tuesday, what we've got is our Tuesday hack. So every Tuesday, I am going to be featuring some hack for you, for your job, to help you lighten the load and make life easier. And I'm going to feature it on the Tuesday tour, and then you can implement it. You can start implementing it right away. Now, I know not everybody is available on Tuesday nights, so it is recorded and it will be on YouTube, and because you can subscribe, and then what happens is if you can't make it live, you can just get the notification that it has been recorded and it is in YouTube, and then again, you can watch it at your leisure and get a hack. And every hack is designed to make life easier for you. So feel free right now, as I'm just chatting away, to click on that link and join the YouTube channel and check it out. Okay, so the other thing is take out your phone and search for the app, the Online Itinerant. You'll see my logo, and add that to your phone, because all of your trainings, all of your resources, it's available there for you. And you're going to see why that is going to be so helpful for you. So while I'm just talking for a couple more minutes here, I want you to feel free to go ahead and multitask and find those things, because as we chat, you're going to see why those are game changers, why these two things are game changers for you. So I'm pretty excited because this year, the Online Itinerant surpassed a brand new benchmark, and that is we are now 1,000 members strong and growing. So with that, as you look around this community, I want you to know that you really have a place, that there are people who are walking alongside of you and supporting you, and have got ideas and resources even outside of what the Online Itinerant has. You really have a pipeline to be able to get your needs met through this community. So with 1,000 members and growing, I really think that the Professional Academy speaks for itself. The whole purpose of the Professional Academy was to help you collaborate with teachers more successfully, support parents better, feel more confident when you're teaching your students, while you are shaving off hours of the time that you're spending writing IEPs, working in email, searching for activities for your students, and all the things. But here is the website. So this is www.theonlineitinerant.com. You want to bookmark it, you want to star it, you want to make it your home screen. You want to be able to have very easy access to this page. And in fact, I encourage you to stay logged in. You can tell that I'm logged in right now because I've got this little icon right here. If you don't have that, if you've got a little button that says log in, then that means that you are not yet logged in. So go ahead and feel free to log in. And I want to direct your attention to all of these things up at the top here. We've got the What's New tab, which is where we're going to spend our evening tonight. We've got our information on our cruise 2027. This is a very exciting opportunity that you have. It is the Deaf Education Conference and Networking Cruise that is going to be a year and a half from now. And you have the opportunity to connect and network with not only some of the people that you see in this room, but some really incredible people in deaf education. You want to be on board the ship with us, because this is not a presentation that you listen to one time and then you leave and you just think, oh my gosh, that person was so inspiring. You will think that, but then you get to sit next to them at dinner time. And then you're going to get to go to a show at nighttime. And then you're going to get to maybe mingle and sit by the pool with them and hang out. The other tab here is the current highlights. So this is going to be whatever our training is for the month. And you've got your live trainings. This is where you can RSVP right away for all of our bonus trainings. So I encourage you just to do that. Just to plan on coming. The dates and everything are there. And then we've got our CEU information, purchase orders. Okay, so this little menu is important. Tonight, we're going to talk about what's new. And you can click right there and you are going to see what has been added inside of the Academy. Now, when you're on this page, you can click right on the resource, and as long as you are logged in, it will take you directly there. Now, this page is also available for anybody who is not in the academy so that you can see kind of what's available. And if you do click on it, then it will invite you to log in or to become a member. So for those of you who are already members, though, when you click on it, it will take you right there. So that's a shortcut for you. So new addition number 1. If you are new to the academy, or if you have been in the academy, but you're like, I'm not even really sure what all I've got available to me through my membership, you want to start right here. This is the brand new onboarding course. And when you get inside of it, it's on your dashboard, but when you get inside of it, you will see all of the all of the pieces to the academy that is yours. It is available to you, and I want you to be able to maximize it. Meetups are our bonus trainings the first Thursday of every month. So this is a live training for you where we have an expert. Right now we're doing cued speech. So if you've got students who's in the mainstream and they're trying to work their way through phonics, and you're like, oh my gosh, this curriculum, this is so hard. They don't have access. We've got a strategy, we've got a hack for you so that your students can have access to the phonics-based literacy curriculum that works for deaf kids. It's successful, and the research on it is amazing. So our first training was a couple of weeks ago, and we learned about the research that there was visual phonics, cued speech, and ASL. And everybody did reading for a year and to see who had the biggest gains. It was the cued speech people. So then they said, wait a second, that's not really what we expected. Let's do it again. So then they did it again and they had the same results. And it's been redone. This research has been done over and over again. So it's kind of cool. And this is a great opportunity for you. Every Thursday is our meetups. Then we've got our on-demand trainings. These are the micro modules that you have. You can find what your needs are and just listen bit by bit by bit. And it's really a great thing. If you've got a student you need to learn about and you need it now, then you can access it anytime. The teaching toolbox, that's where all of the assessments are. That's where all the activities are. That's where all the handouts are, all available to you in the toolbox. Power hours. That's where we just come together and we share resources. We ask questions. We support each other. We show what we're doing. That's there. Know that you have got free memberships to the parent program through your membership. So the goal is I want to help you support parents. I know you don't have time to support parents like you want to support parents. I am here to help you support parents. So this gives you an opportunity to give the parents a free membership to the parent program, which is normally $199 per family. If you've got 30 families on your caseload, they all get it included in your membership. And then the Facebook group. If you're unsure about what all of this is, I want to encourage you to start here in the onboarding process. And this is going to give you all the information that you need. Moving on to what's new, I couldn't be more excited about these 3 resources that you are looking at right here. The first one is called the Service Delivery Rubric, and I've got a printed version of it right here. This came, first of all, this took me 3 years to create. 3 years to research, to find what was out there, to look at what was there and what had gaps and where the gaps were, and update things and just make it really relevant to you. This assessment is to help you identify how much support your students are going to need in the mainstream. So it literally walks you through, and just click on it so you can take a peek here. It literally walks you through all the background information tied with their current skills to be able to give you a sense of how much support they're going to need to be able to thrive within their academic environment. So for your students that are high flyers, you'll be able to identify them. For your students that have more significant needs, you are going to have the data to show that they need support. Now, what does this not have? This does not say this student will need 30 minutes of DHH time with the teacher of the deaf 3 times a week. It doesn't say that, you guys. Any assessment that you find that does say something like that, you need to be very cautious with it, because every school district and every environment is going to look different. If you've got a school that has had deaf and hard of hearing kids for years, and the SLP has worked with kids, and you've got aides and interpreters, it's going to look very different than a school that has never worked with a DHH student before, who does not have an audiologist, who doesn't have staff who understands or knows anything about working with students with hearing loss. But what it does say is that you can expect that this student is going to need support with this, and this. And what it provides for you is a report template that you can literally copy, paste, and modify. And it opens up the discussion for you on what it gives you the recommendations, and then it gives you that report template. And what this does for you is it opens up the conversations when you maybe need to have a harder conversation and you need to think a little bit more creatively about meeting the needs of a particular student. You are going to have the data to help have this conversation and be able to say, we need to be a little creative, or we need to talk about what your child really needs, or what the student really needs to be able to thrive in the mainstream. So I am really excited about this. I know it's going to be so fabulous for you. The other thing that the service delivery rubric has for you is you can print it and have it, but it also has a digital version that does all the math for you. So it does all the math, and then you can just copy and paste and modify. I always say modify, right? Because there's no two kids that are exactly the same, but it gives you that template. It gives you that guide, and it gives you kind of that first step to help you really create that report. Okay, the next two assessments I want to make sure that I'm highlighting for you are two new audit proof goal bundles. So let me tell you what these audit proof goal bundles are. So they are the assessment that you need to be able to get information on how a student is performing. From the assessment, you go directly to audit proof IEP goals that you can copy and paste and modify, right? Modify for your students, but you can copy and paste them inside of your IEP. And it has all the activities to teach the skills that you're working on. This was created because I had some great assessments and some great forms, like the expanded core curriculum or some other things. And it had skills like the student will know how to, like for a transition, the student will know how to apply to get financial support through government agencies. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. I've got to, now I've got it on their IEP, and I'm not even really sure what agencies are out there, how to access them, or anything like that. So the materials, the lessons, the activities that you have inside the IEP are included in here. You don't need to buy a single thing. You don't need to research a single thing. It's all there for you. And then the data collection sheets for you. So the first three that were created was the self-advocacy, the things that are hard to collect data on sometimes: self-advocacy, self-identity, and then transition, which starts at 5th grade, building off of the self-advocacy. So those were the first three that were started, and now we've added two more. So the two more that we have added is the sign language development and the use of the interpreter. So again, sign language development. You'll also notice this does not say ASL development. Okay, does anybody have hard of hearing kids who could use sign support or could use an interpreter to support their auditory access, but they're hard of hearing, they're not deaf? So these students, right, the ASL developments, the ASL curriculums that are out there don't quite fit, because there's a huge emphasis on ASL grammar and classifiers and all of that stuff, which is awesome and which is great, but it might not be exactly what these students need. So this assessment and goals was created to be very flexible for your students. So whether they use signed exact English, or what we call case or pigeon, that conceptually accurate but English word order, or if they're on the ASL spectrum, it fits. It fits for any of them. But what it shows is, where are they in that language development? Because a lot of times what we see is that there's been an interpreter that's been placed in the classroom with the students. And after a year or two or three, the school starts saying, I don't think we need this interpreter because the student never watches the interpreter. In fact, the student doesn't even really know sign language. So we're not really sure the interpreter is the best fit. Well, we go back to the sign language development. How much language does this child have? And how do we need to support the language development so that they can use an interpreter? And I see some conversation about students with additional disabilities. And I'm so glad that I'm seeing that because inside this resource, it pertains to students that have very low language or have additional disabilities. So I'm just going to give you a peek at what we're talking about here. So this is how this works. You get in here, you read the directions, and then you're going to make your own copy. So you're going to now put your own students' initials in here. So this is your assessment for them. I put TS because that's my code for test students. Okay. So here's the checklist. Here's what we're going to be going through. Okay. And you'll notice it starts with level 0. It starts with level 0. These are the kids that don't have any language. Maybe they are infants. So if you're working with young kids, then this is great. This is a wonderful resource to be able to show with families, teach families how to really immerse their child in language. It's also great for kids who have additional disabilities who aren't really communicating yet. So this is level 0. And you'll notice you've got the skill, but you also have all of the activities. So these are the activities that you can use to assess, or if it's your IEP goal, now you can use it to teach. And it's all inside. All you have to do is click on it, and it will take you to the section inside your toolbox. So it's all accessible to you. Very easy. You don't need to search Teachers Pay Teachers. You don't need to Google what else to do. You don't need to do any of that. It's all right here for you. So when you get to a score, let me just kind of peruse, go all the way down here. When you get to the score, if they are, it tells you exactly how many they should have before you move on. And if they're not ready to move on, then it gives you the link to get to the goals. And again, read the directions. But then you can, here's the goal, and then here are the objectives. So you can copy and you can paste it right into your IEP. And it's done. It's done. It's going to save you hours. Here's your objectives. And then you've got the activities, you've got the lessons of how to teach it right in here. Because every question is linked to an IEP goal. So if you've got students who are learning the language, it goes, I'm going to zip here, I'm sorry. If you've got students who are learning the language, it goes all the way up. Woof, it goes all the way to level, here we go, level 4 is proficient. Now, I do not assess for fluent because if a student is fluent in their language, you probably don't have any IEP goals for them. So it goes all the way up to proficient. And are you ready for this? Depending on a child's, first of all, we've got some definitions in here, and depending on a child's sign language development, it gives some recommendations on their education. So we talk about the differences between a signing aid versus a language facilitator versus an intervener versus a sign language interpreter. And then we've got some recommendations for you. So if a student is at a pre-emerging level, then we would not recommend interpreter services, but we would recommend fluent signers with that student, perhaps a deaf language model, perhaps a language facilitator or an intervener. And then we talk about a signing aid and whether that is a recommended service or not. You'll notice it's generally not recommended, but it explains why. It explains why, and it gives you some other options as well. So this is the sign language development assessment and bundle that we have. And we also have the same one for Here we go. The use of the interpreter. And again, before we pull an interpreter, we need to know, does the student know how to use an interpreter? Have they ever been taught? Because if they are hard of hearing and they're accessing information auditorily, they are not naturally going to lean into an interpreter if they don't know how to use that interpreter. Just like when we get a new phone or something new like that, we have to lean into it. We have to learn how to maximize it so that we can maximize it and use it as a tool. So inside of here, again, we've got our, whoops, these are all the bundles. These are all the bundles, but here's the use of the interpreter. So again, we've got like basic lists. We've got basic, and then we go all the way to an advanced area. And I want to show you some of the lessons and activities that we have in here, because we actually have activities. We have a whole lesson. We have a whole section now that is, let's see if it's going to go here. Here we go. So there are little videos, there are little activities for you, and everything is always interactive. So we've got discussion questions. Sometimes we've got QR codes for you that you put it up on your phone, and you've got like activities or questions or challenges, and it's all available to you. It's all here. It's at your fingertips. You don't need to search for anything. You don't need to pack your trunk. You don't need to log in and hurt your back anymore. Everything is inside of here for you. Okay. I am really excited about those 3 new assessments that are available to you. Also, we've got loads of activities in here. So again, this is the student's guide to using an interpreter. It's linked to that assessment. We've got the pre-emerging receptive language and expressive language benchmarks. So again, these are for your kids that are low language or with additional disabilities. We have a whole huge section now on students who are developing their sign language. So lots of activities and resources for you. We've got Would You Rather, DHH edition. This is fun. They get to spin the wheel and then they get to go around. You can do so much with this, with sending notes to other kids, traveling around. There's all kinds of ideas of how you can use this. And then this is great for Deaf Awareness Month. Anybody use the deaf identity, the deaf identity activities that are linked to the Guess Who game? Anybody use that inside? It's literally one of my favorite things inside of the toolbox. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a Guess Who game. So if you know Guess Who, you're teaching questions, how to ask and answer yes and no questions. So, but every single person on there is somebody who is deaf, but they communicate in all kinds of different ways. So this is awesome for Deaf Awareness Month, because you can teach your students or the whole class or anybody on different ways that people communicate, different types of hearing loss, different kinds of everything that's related to hearing loss. And from there, when you've got a person, then you can click on that person and you have a whole new lesson for each person. And each lesson includes at least 1 video, maybe 2, a reading passage. So this is great if you're working on auditory comprehension, or if you're working on reading and literacy. This could be your reading curriculum for real. If you're working on any of those skills, you can embed this into what you're doing. You don't need to do anything else. It's all here for you. But now we've added a couple of new people, including Sarah Tubert. And if you are familiar with Pete's Diary, Peter Dinkelson, he's got a Baja and he has a Trija. So these are people who look a little bit different, but who are doing amazing things in spite of their hearing loss. And they're proud. They're proud of who they are and the challenges that they've gone through. So it's really cool. Every one of these lessons, at the end, your students can click on, what do I have in common with this person? And then you talk about, how did that person lose their hearing? How did you lose your hearing? How does that person communicate? How do you communicate? And you compare and contrast for everybody. Okay, we've got a couple new handouts that are available to you. This one is a great one to send home. 6 ways to create an inclusive home. So this really opens up the house and brings families in. And this one is great for your teachers because it is talking about background noise and how debilitating it is for people with hearing loss. Now, if you follow me on social media, you saw I've got every once in a while I post a definition, DEAF definition, and I put background noise on there, and then I put some information about how background noise is for people with hearing loss. You guys, that post went viral. It went, people within the deaf community were like, thank you so much for posting this. Nobody gets how bad this is and how hard it is. So we have a handout. We have a handout to kind of walk some teachers through it. A few more things that I want to highlight that's new is that we are expanding our resources for our Spanish speaking families. So the Online Itinerant has commitments to these families on both sides of the border. So if you're interested in the cruise, I want you to know we're going to Mexico and we're going to be working with a school there who has deaf students, and we're going to be supporting them. But it is not just a one and done and then we leave. The Online Itinerant will be supporting the school, training the school, helping sustain and build capacity in the school ongoing. But that commitment also is here in the US for our families who are coming here to the US, and it's a brand new situation for them. So we've got trainings that are in Spanish. We've got our Friend Academy information in Spanish, and we've got some handouts, and this will continue to grow. So these are the we've got the early language activities here. We've got the inclusive home, and then we've got this handout, which you all have in English as well, which is the impact of hearing loss. So it goes through the language, academic, social, emotional, all the ways that hearing loss can impact, and all the different degrees of hearing loss, mild, moderate, severe, unilateral, all the things. So it's all in Spanish and it's growing, and it's growing. Okay, then we have our new on-demand trainings. Look at what we have in here. So again, these are the things that are the micro modules. Put them on your phone and press play, and you can listen just a little bit at a time so that you can actually absorb it and think about it. So we've got ABCs, XYZs of audiograms, designing material in Canva, language instruction techniques for students with language deprivation. We've got a ton of resources for you inside of here. So we've got behavior management, monitoring progress, so for reading and literacy. Kalina Powell, if I could just point this presentation to you, Kalina is amazing. And she was just nominated top 100 people to watch in the country of Canada right now. She's deaf herself. She was mainstreamed, and she talks very transparently about her experience, about what her teachers did to support her and what her teachers unintentionally did that hurt her. And I mean, like, hurt her emotionally, or just kind of she didn't feel like it supported them. Things that we need to hear. So this is great to show your students. She's an author, she's written some things, and she's a life coach. So she's really inspiring. Then we've got Kelsey Funk in creating collaborative strategies for other teachers that you're working with. And then, of course, we have our bonus trainings that are happening. So that is what is new inside of the academy. I don't want you to fall into these mistakes, but I know that people have, and I know that it's easy to do, but I'm here tonight to help you not make these mistakes. So the 4 mistakes that professional academy members make is number 1, waiting until you have time for a training. I hear it all the time. Like, I just haven't had time to sit after school and do this training. And I'll tell you right now, it was designed for you to not have to find time for a training. If you are in your car, and I know a lot of you are, then you can access the trainings from your car just as much as you can handle. If you need a brain break and you need to not, then they're short. You can put it on hold and come back very easily. No trouble finding where you left off. So truly, the online itinerants trainings are broken down into micro modules and available from the app. So you can listen in short increments while you're on the road. Mistake number 2, you haven't had time to explore the toolbox. You open up the toolbox and you go, oh my gosh, I don't even know what's in here. This is too much for me. So the toolbox was designed for you to bring with your students. Open up the toolbox, find what you're kind of working on with your student, because whatever is in your IEP, there's probably an entire section in the toolbox that's just that. And you can explore the toolbox together. Open it up with your students. If you open something up and you're like, oh, this doesn't work, then just like a toy box, put it down, move on to the next thing. Talk about it with your students. Is this something that is a good thing for us to work on? Let's try it. Let's practice it. So don't wait until you have time to open up the toolbox. Just open it. Just open it when you're actually working with your students. Number 3, people go, they call it decision paralysis. Anybody ever heard of decision paralysis? This is a real term. It's a real term in business. Decision paralysis is when you're like, you look at all the choices and you go, and you shut it down and you walk away because you're like, I don't even know where to start. Anybody experience that? If you have experienced that, put it in the chat. Okay, this is a real thing. Decision paralysis. And I don't want you to experience that within the professional academy. I want you to know that this was designed to help you not feel overwhelmed. So there is a search bar inside of every section inside of the academy. So you are going to, let me show you where this is. You're going to get inside of your library. So if you click on the section that's called My Library, or you could do it in the toolbox, you could do it anywhere. Okay, so you will go inside, you'll go inside, let's do it inside the toolbox. If you have to decide, do I want a training or do I want a tool? Okay, so, but once you're in there, right here is your search bar. And you can search your topic, search what you're looking for, and it will point you right there. Now, Ari isn't quite ready yet. Ari is being trained right now, but Ari is our bot. Ari is the bot who's going to be here on the bottom that you can have a conversation with. And Ari is learning his way around the entire academy. So you can ask Ari, you can give Ari, you will be able to give Ari a student scenario, and Ari will be able to guide you to exactly the trainings and the tools that will help you with that student. So I don't want you to get decision paralysis. Find your search bar. And when Ari becomes available, then you can talk to Ari as well. But I don't want you to feel overwhelmed trying to find your way around the academy. And feel free to email me too, because I will answer. If you've ever emailed me, you'll know that I answer my emails. So number 4 mistake is that people try to do it on their own. If you feel overwhelmed, if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, I don't even know if I can continue to do this, then you are trudging through this on your own. And we have 1,000 members inside this community. So you have people available at your fingertips to come in and support you along the way. So check out the Facebook, be active in that Facebook group, put your questions there, respond to each other. Even if you just give a like, the more you respond to what's on that Facebook, the more it becomes available for other people. So help with those algorithms. But also Tuesday nights, as you see here, we still have 35 people here. It's amazing. And then Thursdays. So you really have a live community available for you. So remember that the whole point of the Professional Academy is to help you collaborate more successfully, provide better support, and feel more confident while you are shaving hours off your time working on IEPs, email, and searching for activities for your students. So I work 12-hour days for 10 years. I do not want y'all working 12-hour days, because you will not be able to sustain this career, and we need you because these kids need you. You guys are amazing, and I want you to feel fed. I want you to feel supported, and I want you to be able to give back too. For those of you who have just great materials and resources and tools, I want you to be able to share those things with others and just connect with your community. So that's what we've got going on for the orientation.